Imagine Earth after humans, where towers fall silent and oceans keep breathing. In that future, the question is not who ruled, but who was ready next. Most would look to apes, crows, elephants, dolphins, creatures with familiar minds. But beneath the waves, another intelligence was already testing the world with 8 arms. It had no bones, no voice, no fire, and almost no time. Yet inside its soft body lived one of evolution's strangest answers. An octopus does not enter the world like a future ruler. It hatches small, hunted, and surrounded by mouths. From its first breath, survival is a problem to be solved. Every crack in the reef becomes a doorway, a threat, or a possible home. This is not the story of an empire that truly existed. It is the story of a mind that came dangerously close to seeming impossible. If intelligence had chosen the sea, it might have looked like this. A single eye opens from a cave of coral and shadow. The animal inside is watching, measuring, and remembering. It does not see the reef as scenery. It sees locks, passages, hiding places, weapons, and escape routes. To survive here, muscle is useful, but strategy is better. A crab crosses the sand, armored, nervous, and unaware. The octopus does not rush. It waits until the reef itself becomes part of the trap. One arm slides out like a question reaching through the water. Another blocks the crab's escape before the attack even begins. In seconds, the hunter becomes a moving puzzle of arms and intent. This is intelligence without a skeleton, flowing around the problem. But the reef also has larger minds and larger teeth. A shark patrols above, reading movement in the water. The octopus freezes, and its skin begins to disappear into stone. Color drains, texture rises, and the body becomes reef. The shark passes over a creature that has turned itself into silence. Camouflage is not a costume here. It is calculation under pressure. The octopus must know what the world sees, then become something else. Its skin can answer danger faster than a human hand can move. Thousands of tiny color organs open and close like living pixels. The body becomes a screen, a mask, and sometimes a warning. A flash of white can startle a predator. A dark ripple can threaten a rival. A perfect pattern can erase the animal from existence. If civilization begins with symbols, the octopus writes them on its skin. But its writing vanishes as quickly as thought. Deep in the reef, a problem appears. Shelter is scarce. A soft body needs walls, but the sea gives few permanent ones. Then the octopus finds what another animal left behind. A coconut shell lies half buried in the sand. To most creatures, it is debris. To the octopus, it is architecture, waiting to be carried. It drags the shell across open sand, vulnerable with every awkward step. The movement looks almost foolish, until danger arrives. In a heartbeat, the shell becomes a fortress. The animal has turned an object into a future. Tool use is rare because it demands imagination. You must see not only what a thing is, but what it could become. The octopus does this without hands like ours. Each arm explores, tastes, grips, and decides. 2/3 of its neurons are not in a central brain. They are spread through its arms, as if thought itself had become flexible. One arm can search, while another holds the den. Another tests a shell, while the eye watches the reef. This is not a single commander controlling 8 tools. It is a body full of local intelligence working together. That may be why the octopus feels so alien. It does not solve problems the way a mammal does. It surrounds them. It pours itself into gaps, opens what is closed, and escapes what should hold it. A glass jar in a laboratory becomes more than a container. It becomes a challenge with edges, pressure, and a hidden meal. The octopus touches, twists, tests, and learns. The lid moves. The meal is reached. The impossible becomes routine. But intelligence in the wild is never safe. Every lesson is learned under the shadow of hunger. A moray eel snakes through the reef, hunting by smell and patience. The octopus retreats, but not blindly. It throws sand, shifts color, and changes direction through a cloud of confusion. The predator follows the body it expected, not the mind that changed. In this world, survival belongs to the animal that can rewrite the chase. For a moment, It feels like the sea has produced a future genius, a creature that can plan, hide, hunt, learn, and use tools. A mind that can turn skin into language and arms into thinking machines. So why did the octopus not inherit Earth? The answer is not weakness, it is time. Most octopuses live brief lives, bright and intense. They solve problems, mate, guard eggs, and then disappear. Their brilliance often dies before it can become tradition. Civilization does not grow from intelligence alone. It needs memory that survives the individual. It needs teachers, students, families, and shared rules. It needs discoveries that do not vanish with the body that made them. Humans, built on the knowledge of the dead. Octopuses often begin again, almost from zero. A young octopus may inherit instinct, but not a library of ancestors. It may discover a trick, then leave no classroom behind. The sea keeps its secrets too well. Another missing piece is society. Some octopuses gather, tolerate neighbors, even interact in surprising ways, but they rarely form the stable, lifelong networks that build culture. There are no octopus schools beneath the reef. No elders patiently shaping the hands of the young. No city where one generation leaves blueprints for the next. The ingredients of civilization appear, but they do not stay together long enough. Intelligence flickers across the seafloor like lightning beneath water. Powerful, beautiful, and gone too soon. Yet perhaps this is the wrong way to judge them. Maybe civilization is not the only measure of a mind. An octopus does not need monuments to reveal intelligence. Its monument is the moment it chooses correctly under threat. The shell carried across sand, the skin that becomes stone, the arm that solves, before the brain explains. The escape through a hole no predator believed possible. These are not the acts of a simple animal. They are glimpses of another route evolution could have taken. If Earth had tilted differently, if lifespans were longer, if mothers could teach the young, perhaps the ocean might have grown a civilization without bones. Not towers of glass, but dens of shell and stone. Not written books, but patterns of color moving across skin. Not machines, but living bodies, solving the sea together. It would not look like us, and that is exactly why it matters. The octopus reminds us that intelligence is not a ladder with humans at the top. It is a branching reef, full of strange paths. Some paths lead to fire, cities, and machines. Others lead to camouflage, touch, silence, and impossible escape. The octopus may never have inherited Earth, but it shows that Earth never had only one kind of mind. Beneath the waves, another possibility still watches from the dark. Soft-bodied, short-lived, and astonishingly awake. It does not ask to be human. It asks whether we are brave enough to recognize intelligence in another shape. And somewhere below, it is still thinking in colors we have not learned to read.